So today, I've really got something exciting for you. We're going to be messing around and rehousing our assassin bugs, which are sitting right here in front of me. They look like this. I've got two nano exoteras, tall, that I'm going to set up. Bioactive. We're going to swap out the styrofoam backgrounds to some real cork bark. So stick around, check them out. I don't care for the styrofoam backing. We're gonna use this sheet here. We're gonna cut some cork bark. I'll put a link below on this stuff. I've used it in a couple enclosures so far, and super easy to work with. It's nice and pretty cheap too. Doesn't have all the extra. It's not super rigid like the I think the Zoomed or the Exotera stuff that they actually sell. It is pretty flexible. I suppose makes it easy to work with. First things first, we'll cut it to width, and this is all you need. You can use a straight edge if you want, but I'm not going to bother today. That one's cut to width. Let's do some height. Now with this one, I don't think I'm going to go up all the way in the back, only because I don't want them climbing around on the screen, stuff like that. Now just be very careful, make sure you don't get your thumb or your fingers and pulling through. So something like that. Let's make sure that fits. That fits perfect. So let's get this other one trimmed up. So next thing we're going to do is I'm going to glue these in place, just kind of around the top and fill in the sides a little bit if there's any gaps to keep anything from getting behind it. And with that, I use my high temp hot glue gun. Alright, with the camera off, I spent a little bit of time finding some cork bark that I thought would work for these, and this is what I came up with for this one. So cork flat, and then this kind of really cool looking cork round. I did cut some off of the bottom, but I think it'll look really cool in there. And then for the other one, this one I kind of stacked up quite a bit of stuff. It's probably echoing here. But a couple three cork rounds and one cork flat. But we're going to start with this one, getting some dirt in here. Now, I know some people will say they're supposed to be kept dry, stuff like that, but after doing my own research on where like the Horrid Kings, for example, are found, they are found in a tropical area that I do believe dries out every now and again. But I'm going to try not keeping the substrate so much wet, but just letting the top layer dry out. So for that, I'm going to use Josh's Frog's bio bedding. I am going to put some arid springtails in here and probably some dwarf whites to kind of act as a cleanup crew. And then as soon as my clippings for my pothos are ready, I'm gonna put a couple of those in here as well. My goal is to actually have it where these are producing nymphs constantly. At least that's my plan. So to do that, I do need some moisture for the eggs to incubate. I guess you could probably say that. So this stuff drains pretty well, and I'm not going to run a mister or anything else on it, just kind of keep my eye on it. So I'm not too worried about drainage, but we're going to get that put back in there, push it down a little bit. Get this piece in here. Oh, there's nice, good spots for him to climb on. Climb on the back. No problem. You can see here, it should work out pretty good. Let's work on getting this one done first. Now we'll put the white spots in this one. Got some arid springtails here, so some on the lid. Just going to take kind of a scoop of this soil out. And we'll put it in there. Now let's get these little guys moved in. Probably won't see these guys much. There's only 3. I had 4, but one was really tiny, and I think became food. Got them all in there. They all went into hiding. So no real good shots of them. With the Horrid Kings, I'm going to try to film a bit better as far as letting you see what's going on. So let's get this one all closed up. Alright, we're going to try doing this one-handed. I don't know how it's going to work. Now these ones seem to be more aggressive than the 2-spot. And I have 5. We'll see if we can get them. Oh, they're already crawling around in there. Okay, a pretty good shot of us. Well, that one went pretty easy. So you can see these guys crawling around a bit. Like I said, the white spots are a little bit more timid than these guys. There's another one hanging out right. Oh, maybe 2 of them there. So these ones should be pretty happy with this enclosure. Let's get this closed up since they are climbing to the top currently. this is what I'm going to try. We'll do an update on this in a little bit, especially once I get the pothos clipping in there, just to give it a little bit of greenery, make it look a little bit better. No, they're all set up in their larger enclosures. They can finish growing out. This enclosure should work pretty good for the adults. Depending on how many I end up with, if they do start breeding, I may go a little bit bigger. Maybe a 12-12-12 or 12-12-15. Maybe even an 18-18-12. Somewhere around there. But at any rate, we've got these guys all squared away. Let's get them back up on the shelf, print some labels, and I'm going to call that a night. If you guys have any questions about this or anything like that, let me know. If you want to see more species-specific videos, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. Check out some of the other videos. I did do a video on these guys when I first put them in the small little sliding top enclosures, just on how I housed them then. I did do it a bit different. My reasoning for switching it up is that once they do become full-grown adults, I do want to see if I can hatch out the eggs inside this enclosure with them, and then just take the nymphs out as I see them when they're on a piece of cork bark. So with that, you all have a good night.